I was working through the premise of my new book with my editor, and a couple of the big reveals I had planned, she flagged them as feeling too obvious, like the reader would see them coming. It was the first thing she guessed when I was telling her the idea. It's just, that's how our brains work. The first idea that comes to mind for me as the writer was also the first idea that came to mind for my editor, and would probably be the first idea that came to mind for my reader. And instead of fighting that, I thought, I can use that. That is very useful information for plotting a mystery. What if I take the obvious answer, the thing the reader is probably going to suspect first, and I make that the red herring? I lean into it as the misdirect. I let them believe it because it's easy for them to believe. And then I come up with something else entirely. I had to kind of look for those second, third answers. I had to think beyond my first answer, my first idea. The alternate answers that I came up with when I stopped and dug a little deeper, when I thought, okay, if that's obvious, what's not as obvious? Once I had taken the obvious ones off the table, these alternate answers were so much more interesting and exciting. And I think the reason that they were more interesting is that I had to work harder to get to them, which means the reader has to work harder to get to them.